Today I've got kind of an interesting rant I wanted to do. There's been something that's been kind of bothering me for actually ever since the original Xbox One reveal. And it's not just, it has nothing to do with Microsoft, or it's actually Sony too. I've just had a kind of a strange feeling since that reveal, because I saw a lot of new tech and new directions coming with this digital download only kind of future that I kind of see coming. Right now they're going to give us the disc and the DRM thing and all that, but you can't help but wonder down the road where that's going to leave a lot of the legacy of gaming that we have over the years. One of the things that I love about YouTube is that you can look at every facet of gaming. The latest thing, whatever's the latest deal, League of Legends, or if it's Diablo 3, or you can watch wonderful playthroughs of The Last of Us, or anything that's out there. We're inundated with whatever the latest gaming is, the latest tech, the latest unboxing. It's all exciting. I get wrapped up and caught up in the whole thing myself quite often. But I've just had kind of a strange feeling since the whole Xbox One reveal. From that day on, I couldn't put my finger on it. I couldn't really articulate what it was that was bothering me, but it's been kind of creeping in and creeping in and creeping in. I finally realized for me what it is, and it's the posterity of gaming that we love. Like I said, you can go on YouTube, you see many wonderful gaming channels, a lot of new stuff, and there's a lot of great retro stuff. These guys that still play their old NES games and Super NES games and Sega Genesis games. Some people still are working, if you can believe it, Panasonic 3DOs, and they'll show you, some of the cool games that were on that system, which at the time I was very excited about buying, because it was the latest thing at one time. We didn't know that it was going to, die out right away. It was Panasonic, after all. It's a big company. So I watched the transition of gaming. Sears tried to have their own incarnation of the Atari, and I've seen lots of companies and facets of gaming come and go. Some of them at the time, you don't know what's going to be lasting and what's not. But at the end of the day, the things that hold on and have held out over the years, those are the things that are basically, it's a legacy that we have, that we're going to look back on. Now, as a collector, I have a huge collection of movies. I just bought this Planet of the Apes box set, really cheap too, $18 at Costco for Blu-rays, when there's just hundreds of hours of behind-the-scenes footage and documentaries and commentaries and all that. I am an enormous collector of films. My first love is probably motion picture and television. I have virtually almost every 60s TV show that you can buy on DVD. I have every movie going back, a lot of them to the 50s, all my favorite car chase movies, science fiction, World War II. I have over 5,000 films in my collection. Probably close to 1,800 to 2,000 of those, I think, and there are VHS, many of them very rare, some of them I've spent a lot of money for, and I have a functioning VCR. It's packed away in a closet, but a couple times a year I pull it out and I pick out some of my favorite rare films that you can't even get on DVD, and I watch them. I am an enormous collector of film. Now, unfortunately, I don't have a giant gaming collection. I'm starting to build one up, at least of the current gen systems, of the games that I really like and the games that I've heard so much about from many of you out there on YouTube, that you rave about them. I ride on the coattails of your enthusiasm, and I can't wait to play them myself and experience the same wonderful experiences that you've had on these systems. But I'm concerned about the longevity of games. I came to realize that this current gen system is pretty advanced, but we've had lots of problems with the Xbox 360. Now, thank God, knock on wood, my current 360 still works, but for how much longer? Now, I've also heard a lot of PS3 owners have had this problem where the screen turns yellow, and there's issues with that as well. Now, my PS3 is fairly new, and I don't foresee any immediate problems with it. But who's to say down the road, when now it's all Xbox One and PS4 games, if something goes, you're going to even be able to buy one new. Right now, we're just thinking about what's coming around the corner. But I'm looking at down the road. One of the things that's nice is of being a collector. I have a huge collection of art books, beer glasses, mostly movies. My movie collection and a movie poster collection too, which is huge. I couldn't own a house big enough to house all my movie posters. It's enough to know that I have them. I buy them. Some of them I spend great deals of money. I've ordered them from Australia, from Spain, Italy, all over the world. They're rolled up in tubes, very carefully put away. And when I want to enjoy them once or twice a year, I'll pull them out, look at them, put them back. Sometimes I'll rotate some of my artwork around the home so I can enjoy, seasonally some of these posters. But I love to collect things. Now, I gave away my record collection. I gave away my old game collection. All my PS1 and PS2 games, I gave probably 80% of them to family. What I had left, the last handful of them, I donated to the Classic Game Room, and they did some wonderful reviews on Classic Game Room. CGR Undertow, and then Mark Bustler himself has reviewed some. In fact, he's in the process of reviewing some of my games right now. In fact, he told me in an email. So at least people, those games can live on. That was my impetus for donating that last handful of games that I had, is I wanted at least other people to enjoy them. I figured at least someone will get something out of it. And I was frankly so excited in '09 of playing all the new stuff on my Xbox 360 and then now on the PS3. It's like, the hell with these old games. I like this new stuff. It's fantastic. I mean, even just playing Call of Duty 2 and 3 was wonderful. I said, man, these games are just incredible. This is where it's at. So I suddenly lost interest in playing the old ones, but as more time goes by, I really do miss the old games. And as a collector, I feel bad I gave those away. Now, I understand Sony's not making the PlayStation 2 anymore, and that's unfortunate. I mean, you can't expect these companies to continue making these products forever. And of course, like I said, I've gone through three PS2s. 3 of them died on me. Thank God I had a 4th one for my daughter. I took hers over, and then later I sold that one to a friend of mine that really wanted one bad and had some PlayStation 2 games. Oh, you can, here, I'll sell it to you for $40. You can have it. It's like brand new. I've only used it a little bit myself. I kind of regret that now. So I'm almost thinking, God, maybe I should, before too much time goes by, see if I can still find them brand new in the box. Even one of those little mini ones they've got, a PS2. I still have my PS1 memory cards and my PS2 memory cards. So I could conceivably pick out my top 10 or 12 games, buy those for posterity, get another smaller, 20-inch analog TV, and have a ball with them. And I'm seriously thinking about doing that as a collector to preserve those memories. I mean, even as a collector, my DVDs, I can't watch the 5,000 movies I have. There's no way I'd get through them all. It would take me years. But it's enough to know that they're there. Sometimes I like packaging. I like to pull it off the shelf, blow the dust off it, look at the DVD, read the back of it. Oh yeah, I forgot this has a commentary by director Michael Mann. Well, this is going to be great. And sometimes I'll put it in and play it. Sometimes I'll put it on my coffee table with the intention of watching it later, but I don't. But it's enough to know that I have them. Just seeing the box, opening, or a game, let's say, you open the clamshell up, you take that disc out, you'd almost forgotten what the image was that was imprinted on the disc. So seeing that original twisted metal disc in black and white, kind of shimmering with the metallic coming through from the original PlayStation 1 is very exciting. It just brings a flood of memories back. I just recently watched, the original PlayStation 1 commercial on YouTube, and I almost brought tears to my eyes. I mean, that game system was so revolutionary for me personally at the time. I can't help but want to collect some of those memories back. I feel bad that I don't regret getting rid of the games and giving them to family and friends. I certainly appreciate them. Mark Bustler thanked me several times for the games. And Classic Gamer, of course, they've got donations from all over the world. He can't even get to them all. But it's nice to know that those will live on. But I'm really worried about the future games. I mean, like a game like Manhunt. I have the original Manhunt game. Now, I actually played it all the way through and unlocked all the levels on the hardcore mode on the PlayStation 2. But I found a rare copy on the Xbox, which was ported years later, and it actually plays really nice on the Xbox 360. I was really surprised. There are a few games that are backwards compatible. This is one of them. Unfortunately, you lose all of the director's voice that's talking to your head through the whole game. So you're losing something in the experience. Now, you can get them on PC, but again, now you get PC controls. It's a whole different deal. Maybe they have a special 360 controller adaptation. You can play some of these older games. I'm not sure, but it's enough to pull this out and look at it and look at the packaging on it. And I remember the original brochure and all of the very comical, humorous things that were in it about all of the different savages that you're up against. It's a great, fantastic game to play and experience, but it's not the same that I can't experience it on a console. I worry about a game like Wolfenstein, which I love. Now, I have in my PC, off Steam, I downloaded the Wolfenstein Return to Castle from the early, I think 2001, but it's not my PS2 one, Operation Resurrection, which had an extra 6 or 7 levels in it, in Egypt and underground with zombies and stuff. A lot of that is not in the PC version. So my memory is, and of course I'm sitting at my PC, I'm not at my couch with my familiar controller in my hand. So it's the experience is somewhat removed. So I think about, what about this game down the road when I have fond memories of it, let's say 5 or 10 years from now, and whether I like it or not, 5 years and 10 years is going to go by, and I don't want to have those regrets that, oh God, I wish I had kept my Xbox 360. So based on this, I'm really thinking of getting this a backup, and probably for the PS3 as well, a backup console for my Xbox 360, and get a data transfer cable and transfer that hard drive over before it's too late. So again, I don't know if we're going to have the ability to play these old Xbox Live Arcade games down the road. I don't know if those are installed in my hard drive and I'll always have those, whether I'm online or not. There's a few questions. I'm kind of naive with some of the tech. I don't know, but I'm concerned about it. A game like Red Dead Redemption, what a wonderful game. I haven't even finished playing it. I'm a little less than halfway through the game. I love the game. That game got me through some really hard times being away from home. It's a magical game for me, even though I haven't finished it. It holds a special place in my heart for where I was at that time playing that game and the memories. Well, I just realized you can't even get it for PC. So what happens down the road when all of a sudden a game like Manhunt or Red Dead Redemption, and a lot of these you can't play them anymore. And all of a sudden now, years have gone by, you can't get a new PlayStation 3, or someone wants $1,200 or $1,500 for one because they're hanging on to it. They know they get something special. Or all that's left are used games. I'm certainly not going to buy a used Xbox 360 on eBay, or Amazon. Or the same thing with the PS3. I'm kind of funny about buying used electronics. Now, with a Super NES, I mean, unless you're planning on playing a hell of a lot of games on it, you could probably buy a Super NES, get Super Star Wars and Outlander and F-15 Strike Eagle, some of those older games that I really enjoyed, and you could have a ball with them, a couple times a year. I think the system would, operate long enough for me to play several hours of gameplay. I don't know if it could handle, I don't know how long it would hold out day after day, week after week, but some of those older consoles were like bricks, man. I mean, you could throw them off the roof. The old Xbox, the damn things still work. But I worry about the posterity of gaming today. All the games, the Uncharted games, all that we take for granted. I mean, it's nice that this PlayStation Network, just recently, you can get the Warriors game, which I loved at the time. You can get Manhunt, which I just downloaded, Vice City, Grand Theft Auto 3, through the PlayStation Store. Now, I don't know if those are permanently in my hard drive, if I'm offline or away from, or I'm not, hooked up with the PlayStation Network anymore. Will I still be able to play those games? I don't know. It's nice that they care enough to do that. Now, Xbox Live Arcade only has a couple. They have like Splinter Cell, Chaos Theory, just a handful. You can almost count them on one hand. Not a whole lot of the old classics left for the regular Xbox system. I like to get a game like, what the hell is it called? The 007 From Russia with Love for the original Xbox. Man, I love that game. And I saw it recently at one of my little mom and pop stores, dirt cheap, like $5 or $6 used. And it was in mint condition, everything. But I'm like, well, God, I don't even have an Xbox to play it on, And it's like, God, I wish I'd kept my Xbox now. And just seeing the box brought back those memories. So I'm concerned about the future. I mean, like I said, Red Dead Redemption, there's not even a PC version. So how are we going to be able to play these? It's hard to believe that there'll be a day will come where you won't be able to experience these games anymore. And that, as a collector, concerns me. So let me know what you feel about this in your comments. I don't know if I'm the only one. Maybe it's because I'm an old guy and I'm sentimental. I don't know. But I love collecting things. I mean, it's hard for me to believe that a game like BioShock, Infinite 1 and 2. Now, this game, because you can probably get it on PC and play it on a PC, you'll always be able to find a way to probably play this on a PC, even if the consoles are gone. But I really appreciate the fact that they made this Ultimate Rapture Edition with all the extra, stuff, DLC I think it has in it, all of it, basically in one nice package. it's nice that I'm seeing some of this for this generation. They're taking classics. I just got the orange box with Half-Life 2 and all of the extra chapters of that. I think that's fantastic that they're still making it. I got a brand new, not a used, but a brand new, recently printed copy of Quake 4, which is wonderful. I played several levels of that, really enjoyed it. I never played the whole game before. I played the older Quakes, but not Quake 4. It's nice that they completely redid the game. The frame rate looks a little bit better than the original, from what I understand. So I see some trends towards nostalgia, and I think that's great. But I think many of us live in this, Bic lighter society. We're in a disposable society. Yeah, it's true. The technology is better. The cars are safer. They get more fuel-efficient mileage and all that. But let's face it, they're basically throwaway cars. The bulk of them are plastic, cheap materials. They're designed to last, 5 to 10 years, and that's it. And then by then, who cares? You're going to get a new car or something else. So now all of a sudden, we're looking back like these 69 Dodge Chargers and 1970 Chevelles and things that were the shit back in the day. They're in high demand. God, people are paying $50,000, $70,000, $150,000 for these cars because they're not around anymore. All of a sudden, people are remembering their childhood or their high school. God, I had that SS Chevelle and picked up all the chicks and went cruising, all this stuff. I wish I still had one. So now these guys are wealthy yuppies today. Some of them have the money. They got the bank accounts and the financial portfolios to invest and spend the big bucks at Barrett Jackson. These cars. I bought these cars when no one wanted them. They were there at the time. Well, we're here right now. We're in a society, and that's why I've been scooping up many of these wonderful PS3 and Xbox 360 games and exclusives now while I can. They're dirt cheap. They've never been cheaper. You still get them in mint condition. But for how many years can we play them? Will down the road, hopefully, the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live with the new Xbox One and PS4 will have the ability to still play some of these games. Maybe we'll see, 10 years from now, a Vice City download where you can download the game. I don't know. So the downloadable games, like I said, I'm not opposed to that. I see the benefits for everyone involved. But as a collector, I like holding the box. I like seeing a game, opening it up, looking at the disc, bringing back memories. I still have my old original code for the flamethrower for pre-ordering it. Looking at the original booklet when they actually had something in it. There's not much in this one, but there's a little bit. It's nice to have the packaging. It's nice to have the box as a collector. It's nice to take the time and look at your collection on the shelves and admire them. And sometimes just pulling the game out and looking at it is enough for me. Other times, I got to put it on the coffee table and it slowly makes its way into the console for another. And I'm going to be replaying this, and I want to do a review of this Wolfenstein. And a lot of my favorites, like Manhunt 1 and 2, Wolfenstein, quite a few of these games. So I don't want to, forget about these games. And I really think about that. So I don't know if I'm the only one that has this kind of a feeling or not, but we're living in an age where everything is like paper towel disposable. And we're living in the now, and that's good. I think you have to live for today. You can't always live in the past. And believe me, I know you don't want to spend all your whole life living back in the 60s or 70s. You got to think about today. You got to think about the future. You got to think about computers. You got to think about what's coming down the road. And I certainly do that. But I'm very concerned about the longevity of gaming and our legacy. Many of your friends, you and I all enjoy the same games right now on the current gen systems. And I want to continue to enjoy many of those games. For some, it's some of the more obscure games. For some of them, it's the AAA ones. Many of us just like nothing but whatever the latest multiplayer game is, Call of Duty, whatever. And then, once all of a sudden, the new Black Ops 2 is out, people completely stop playing Black Ops or the original Modern Warfare or what have you. So, we're living kind of in a society where everything is fleeting and passing. So this has been kind of, like I said, since the Xbox reveal, I've had this strange feeling that kind of flooded over me, and I couldn't articulate what it was, but I think it really is. It's a kind of an inward, a subtle fear of losing everything that we love, everything that we know, that we enjoy right now. So this is just a little rant I wanted to get out there. I wasn't even going to do this, and I woke up this morning and I had a real strong feeling about it and just want to get off my chest. So again, let me know what you feel in the comments, and if you have any insight as to what you think that the companies will be doing to handle this kind of a situation down the road. I certainly would love to hear about it. If you have any insight, tidbits on it that you've heard or read or links, certainly send them my way. I really would like your input on this one. I am concerned for the future of gaming, and I'm concerned for the legacy of gaming that we love. These are the games that many of us could easily take for granted if we're not careful. So again, thank you for watching, and enjoy your games.